Hey, Virgo, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your December 2023 bonus reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. These are general readings. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, welcome. Now, Virgo, you're receiving one of the same cards that many signs have been getting, and it's the Frost card. So this is all about something melting in time, okay? And it could even be that you've been going through the dark hour, okay? Maybe even a dark night of the soul for some of you. There's been challenges, but I feel like you're turning something around here in a very big way, because look at this. At the bottom of the deck, what you don't see coming, you have the Feast. This is really beautiful, abundant energy. So let's dive in here. You have the Frost and the darkest hour, something challenging, something that has been pivotal to your soul's growth. Some sort of deep healing has been taking place and occurring within you, Virgo. The Frost says ice cold melting in time, a frozen glance at what lies behind. And that's, behind it here is the dark hour. So I feel like you are leaving behind a situation that, yes, it's been difficult for you. It says, what lies ahead, what lies within, and the chilling frost of thy undead. There's something that's being reborn within you. I am getting the death energy. There could have been a major transformation, a major time of an ending, the death of a situation, the death of a relationship, or even the death of an old lifestyle, an old way of doing things, or an old way of living. Some of you have done some deep, deep soul work when it comes to your belief system. Okay, you've been doing maybe the shadow work. You've been upgrading, reinventing yourself from the inside out. Because the darkest hour, it says, there in the void of thy darkness swells the shadow of the soul, swallowing the wickedness into the blackness of its wholeness. Sounds like a little bit of a tongue twister there, but you can see that there's the moon phases here. So the darkest hour may ring upon you, and they're actually giving me the chimes of an old clock. Now, for some of you, this could be an old clock that you heard growing up. Maybe it was your grandmother's clock, okay? But it's like the chime or the dinging of the chimes, or maybe some of you live by a church, or you live near an area where there is, maybe a church that has those chimes. I feel like that's symbolic here, or that may resonate with some of you. But there's definitely a dark hour that you are coming out of here, because the frost is melting here. The ice cold is melting, and you may be glancing at what lies behind you, but it's only a glance. It's like a foreboding energy where you look behind you just to remind you where you don't want to end up, or where you don't want to revisit or go back to. So Virgo, what lies ahead within, right, is the chilling frost of the undead. So there is something here again it's like melting the ice caps. There could have even been a situation where it felt like you were frozen over in the heart center here. It could have been a relationship that left you feeling a little bit numb, a little bit cold, a little bit, at times, right, very, very dark. But we're going to clarify here in a moment, but I definitely feel like you're coming out of this. You're entering, excuse me, a new phase of your life. That's why you have the moon phases. Now, I don't see the cold moon showing up here in your reading, which is also part of this deck. I really love this deck here. It's the Yule Oracle. I'll list it in the description box below. But it's about the darkest before the dawn, but I feel like you've already gone through the darkest parts. Now, what you have to look forward to is the feast. You have candle magic showing up, and this is a really great energy around manifestation, creativity. It says, finger the spine and caress thy lips, light the spell spilling from your grip. Yeah, there is something here with words of affirmation. This could be the words that you tell yourself. There may be some communication that is important between you and another, between you and source, you and spirit, between you and yourself. And that may be why I'm getting the belief system or the upgrading instead of telling yourself I'm not good enough, or I don't have enough money, or I'm lonely, I don't have the relationship I want. I feel like you're really changing the trajectory of your world by really taking a look at not just the words that come out, but the feeling behind them, right? Instead of saying I'm lonely, you're embracing the energy of, I am independent, but there's a happiness behind it. So you're switching the words and you're switching the action. So that is this candle magic coming about here for you. It wouldn't surprise me to see the Magician in your reading here, Virgo, because I get that there may have been people around you that misuse their power. They may have misused the situation. And I feel like you are being guided to let go of someone else's projections or let go of the viewpoints of others and really focus on your unique self. Okay, this is a unique energy about you. This is your own personal gifts, your own personal powers. And with that kind of magician energy I'm picking up on, this is about you having that raw talent. There's something within you. You could be quite intuitive. Some of you are natural mediums. You could be clairvoyant. I'm also sensing that you pick up on the energies of others. You're quite empathic. And that could be what brought you into maybe a spiral of shadows, because this could even be someone else's energy, darkest hour, where someone else was going through their dark night of the soul and may have even kind of pulled you into it. Maybe the both of you did have a sort of a soul contract to come together, but I feel like that's coming to an end, or it has come to an end here, in order for you to fully learn what you needed to learn and embrace the new beginning. Right? You have the Yule log. It's card 4/4. When you break that down, that's the strength. That's 8 energy in tarot. And it says, insert me with a bleeding thought, a sacred creation birthed from thy. I am God. I am goddess. I am creation and the creator. That literally is that, magician energy as well. So sharing in the Yule log. I'm also getting an energy here of connection, new collaboration. And you can see the candles are lit here on the Yule log, and there's mushrooms growing. By the way, mushrooms are so very good for you. They also have this inner connectedness to each other. And there's just so many different benefits of the Yule log coming out here. So I feel for some of you, you're embracing the resources that's here on earth as well. So it could be maybe certain foods that grow from the earth. Maybe you are looking into new nutritional supplements. I'm also getting something with essential oils, plant medicine, anything of that nature could be very healing, very therapeutic. And then you have solstice. All hail the cunning truth in which it burns deep with root. Rise above the ashes and claim the gods are waiting for your glory, your name. Yeah, it's interesting as well. Look at what's happening here in the solstice. It's like the solstice, and that could be part of this phase that you're going through, right? I feel like you're coming out of the shadows. You're coming out of the woodwork. You're holding the stars, or she's holding this ribbon of stars. So it's like the stars are aligning. They're bringing a sense of guidance and peace and inspiration, where your dreams that may have been put on hold, or maybe you felt like they were unattainable, they're starting to come to fruition here. And something is coming out from behind the shadows there. You can see that there's three people, maybe the same person. It's like coming out of a situation. That's part of what's unfolding. You are the creator. You're realizing that you don't have to hide who you are, hide your gifts, or hide your intelligence, your talent. I feel like some of you felt hidden, either by a person, place, or thing here. You felt like you had to hide or go within. Some of you, that was chosen. Maybe you chose to kind of hide behind the scenes to do some deep healing work, to create something new. And lastly here, your outcome is the feasting. Let us feast upon the nourishing and be thankful for thy feast, nor here or there, yet everywhere it be. Yeah, there's a feast of plenty. is what I'm hearing here. And there's many different hands. You can see that there's hands, there's different types of food that's available here for you. And this is also, you know, food for thought. This is resources. This is help. You're feasting on the abundance available to you, and however that abundance shows up here, Virgo. And it could be family for some of you. Family is right behind the feast. Some of you are feasting with family. Okay, it says, thy love is present in the presence of thee, a comforting veil that warms the heart and hugs the soul. Absolutely. There is something that's warming and thawing out your heart. After maybe the darkest hour, some of you, maybe you were grieving the loss or the death of a loved one. I'm also getting here child. There could be something significant around a child. But you're definitely working some sort of magic here, magician energy, in order for you to move forward with your dreams. Let's clarify. I want to take just a tiny glance, like the Frost card says, a tiny glance at what lies behind. What is this dark hour? What is it that you are taking a look at? It's still showing up in your energy, but you're definitely moving towards a brand new beginning. And I love the clarifier. Look at that, Six of Swords. You're revealing, or there is an unveiling of coming out from behind the curtain. The Six of Swords is literally the card of moving on to calmer waters. And because you have that clarifying the darkest hour, you're coming out of a situation that was pretty dark, that was very frozen in time. Some of you may have actually felt like time was either frozen or time was just not relevant. It's like somebody would say, what day is it? And you wouldn't know. Or maybe somebody would say, oh, it's December 10th. And you're like, what? We're in the month of December. So I feel like there's something with timing here, but now you're moving forward with more clarity. When the Six of Swords shows up, this is the energy of moving on, right? It is about going through a spiritual transition or journey to something better. This is my Gypsy Soul card as well. And a lot of you are coming out stronger because of this situation. What else do we have to clarify? Look at that. Look at all these swords. You have the Four of Swords, the Eight of Swords, followed by the Eight. There's all your eights. We talked about that here earlier with the Yule log. Okay, there's the strength energy. But you have the Four of Swords. That's the healing after some sort of maybe heartbreak or just feeling mentally exhausted, physically, emotionally, spiritually, feeling like you're just ready for some downtime. And that may be why you went into a little bit of that hibernation, or you hid, Virgo. And look at this. You have the Eight of Swords, and we talked about this in the beginning, where you're shifting your words. And I love this card of how it shows up, because it actually says helpless and hopeless. But what you're doing is you're reframing the words. Instead of helpless, you're saying helpful. Instead of hopeless, you're saying hopeful. So you're switching, and the energy that it carries, the momentum behind it, the feeling is that of a new direction. And you can see that he's standing there in front of the light, because he knows that's where he's heading with that Six of Swords. But he has a direction. Does he want to go down the helpless and hopeless path, or the helpful and hopeful path? And you're choosing to succeed. You have a double eight clarifying here. So you're choosing to step into your power. You're choosing to bring in success and growth. There could be travel. There could be relocation, a move. There may be some sort of important communication or action that needs to be taken in order to move forward. And that's why the Eight of Wands comes in, because look at this growth. Once you choose the direction here of helpful and hopeful, those stars really begin to align. This candle magic starts to really light up for you. And you see it, the growth there on the tree. The seeds that you've planted begin to grow. This is really beautiful. All right, Virgo, let's take a look at what this is, this candle magic. What is it that you are bringing about? Finger the spine and caress thy lips. Light the spell spilling from your grip. What do we have here, please, for candle magic? All right. Thank you, Spirit. So what are you working on that's leading up to this feasting, and what do you need to know? Let's see here. Oh, wow. Look at this. You can't even make this up. Beautiful energy. I read intuitively, even though these cards, they have words on them. If I'm picking up on the lower vibration, I'll let you know, and vice versa. But you literally have 3 major arcana starting with the Tower. Rebuild. There's something in your life that you are rebuilding from the inside out, reinventing yourself. This could be a move, a new job, a career change, a relationship, a situation that is unfolding for the better. Even if it feels like you are going through a dark night, you're going through this dark night in order for you to get a new perspective, because you have the Hanged Man here, which is about observation, followed by the Sun. Virgo, followed by the Sun. This is about you shining your light after feeling a little bit stuck or a little bit stagnant, feeling like you, maybe it's almost like I'm getting the energy of a delay or wanting this Tower to come in, but there could have been some fears that were either blocking progress, or maybe that was part of the delay, or maybe that was part of the lesson, because you have the 9 of Swords showing up here. And there could be some fears that Spirit is saying change your viewpoint to that which of success, because you're rebuilding. You are being offered this opportunity to rebuild your life. What do you want that to look like? What path do you want to take? It's time to spread your wings, Virgo. You have the 2 of Wands. Make that decision. Make that choice to choose helpful and hopeful, because the stars are aligning here to bring you this feast. A lot of you, this, again, it has to do with, anything, of course, that you're rebuilding. But Hanged Man energy says it's time to release control. It's time to gain this new perspective and surrender to the divine plan. It's time to surrender those fears. What do I always say about fear? What's the acronym? Say it with me. False evidence appearing real. There's an old story that still may be replaying out in your head. The story of I'm not good enough, or I will fail, or I'm limitless, or I'm limited, we'll say, or I'm lonely or isolated, or whatever it is. All of those are lies. They're not the truth. It may have been an experience that you have had a leftover emotion from, but it doesn't define you, Virgo. You're being offered this silver lining in the Tower to rebuild and come out stronger, to be able to give yourself the freedom emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually that you seek. And typically in the Hanged Man energy, and you can see it above the crown chakra there, there's a rainbow of light, a rainbow of color. That crown chakra is illuminated. You're receiving divine channel downloads at this time. Say yes. The Sun card is the happiest, most abundant card in the deck. It's about good health. It's about life is good. Don't wait for that rug to get pulled out. Don't pull that rug out from underneath your own happiness with the 9 of Swords. This is the darkest before the dawn card, which you have here, the dark hour. That's what you're glancing back on. Don't glance so far that you start to travel down that path. You've already been there. You don't want to go there. It's time to spread your wings and make a new choice. Wow, this is big, Virgo. Let's clarify the feast. Let's get some good energy of what some of these delicious resources are that you have coming in. What are some of these resources, some of this food, which is symbolized here as the feast? What do we have? Look at that. You have the star. I mean, that's, we can end on a high note here because the stars are aligning, which literally we just talked about in that solstice card. She's holding a ribbon of stars. She brings in inspiration, guidance, positivity. Spirit is saying, don't give up on your dreams because you're healing. This is just the beginning. Some of you feel like this is the end, but it's just the beginning. As they say, when one door closes, another opens. You're being asked to let go, surrender. Look at the chains that this person was chained to. They're broken free. The star comes after the tower. Whoo, I just got a wave of emotion. So this is something that you've been wanting to break free from for a long, 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 long time with that Hanged Man. This could be decades for some of you. This says you have the power to manifest great abundance, great feast. Okay, and then at the very bottom as well, you have Mother Mary. And it says, into the arms of a mothering embrace swells a wisdom full of grace. Okay, so this is a very mothering energy, nurturing. This is about you being held. This is about you holding yourself as well, holding yourself not just accountable, but holding yourself in high regards, Virgo. I'm going to say that again. Hold yourself in high regards. What does that mean? Don't settle for less than you deserve. Don't say yes when you really mean no. Don't put yourself out on a limb if you know that limb isn't going to carry your weight in a sense. Okay? Don't go, it's not saying don't be nice to people, but don't keep doing the same thing when you know that that limb isn't paying off. It just leaves you crashing to the bottom every time. Virgo, that is what I have for you. Powerful reading. I hope it resonates. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you like this message, please hit that thumbs up button. It certainly helps get the divine channeled messages out there to those that need it most. Feel free to subscribe and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Thank you so very much for tuning in, Virgo. Lots of love.